Hey, and welcome to Matt and Jess TV. I am Matt Roach.
And I'm Jessica Bun Bun.
This is our new edition of Big Brother 27 live feed spoilers. We are here on day 53. And you know, guys, sometimes dreams do come true. If you watched the end of our last video, we sat here pleading to the stars for a Keanu head of household reign.
And here we are. He is the head of household. And man, he's making some really good choices. You've been complaining that he hasn't had his 2 hours a week of good gameplay. Here it is.
Okay, here's tinfoil hat. Here's what happened with Keanu over the last few days. You know how sometimes when you're working, you compile sick days? Keanu, over the past couple weeks, has just been compiling these 2 hours. And so he was prepared as head of household. I'm really impressed with not just the nominations, and we'll get to the nominations, but also his decision making, how direct that he's being with people. There's an air of confidence, and he's just also clocked Vince so many times to his face. And I like Vince, but even still, it's entertaining to see.
Yeah, I mean, with these nominations, he's been very confident with them. And there's been a lot of people this season that have been very cowardly with their nominations or trying to like move around and blame other people and whatever. And he's just like, no, I'm standing on business. You're all going up, and here's why. And I don't care if you don't like it, cry about it. And I really respect it.
Yeah, it's entertaining for starters.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a very different energy than what we've had in these past weeks, whether it's a Vince HOH or a Lauren HOH. It's just fun to sort of see somebody draw a line in the sand, but then also justify it with real reasons that we have seen play out for, we're getting close to 2 months of the game at this point.
Yeah, he is very much getting his licks in on people that have done him dirty. And Vince, especially being up on that block, I mean, that was the right choice for him. Vince, man, I like you, but you have done him so dirty so many times that if he didn't put you on the block, I would not know what is going on. I am really impressed with these nominations.
Well, we are going to continue to talk about the nominations, the fallout, what seems to be a whole vengeance tour for Keanu this week in the game.
Revenge, John Wick style. Let's go.
Okay, well, with that, be sure to hit that subscribe button because we are here every day breaking down the Big Brother 27 live feeds, talking about it with you guys, having a good old time. And of course, we're also building up here for Survivor 49 for the new season of The Amazing Race, featuring Big Brother alumni and their loved ones. Like, this is going to be a very fun next 30 days. If you are a lover of all things CBS reality TV, we are here for you.
Yeah, we really appreciate everyone who has subscribed to help our channel grow. And thank you so much yesterday that everybody went over to our Instagram and hit that follow button over there, which is Matt and Just TV. We really appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, it was really cool to see all these new people coming on board. And,
thank you so much.
Thank you guys. We really, really appreciate that. Okay. So the nomination ceremony is complete.
It is, and it is Vince, Mickey, Morgan. As I said, I love these nominations. I think, as much as I like Vince, I'm rooting for Vince. This was right.
Yeah, it feels appropriate because it just seems, you bring up the John Wick metaphor in here, and I think that Keanu's John Wick moment is just that
his name is appropriate for himself. John Wick Keanu.
Oh, okay. It really, really is. It's just that he has been wronged so many times by people in this game. And I think it's interesting that rather than just going at people who are completely on the opposite side of the house, it really much is for him. You know what? I would much rather people just be direct with me and tell me where I stand and be honest, even if it hurts, than people who continuously lie to my face and say one thing and then do another.
Yeah, you have to be riding with people that are riding with you. And I know that he's been in a really weird spot because people like Rachel tried to ride with him and he was like, no, Vince, Riley, whatever. But he has seemingly, the clouds have parted. He has figured it out and he is mad and he is done with it. And he really does want to take out somebody who is not riding with. That is how you got to go about it.
Yeah, and we'll get into all the lead up to these nominations and why these three specifically happened. But here's just a little bit of the fallout that's taken place in the past hour or so since the ceremony ended. Like, we already have Vince doing whatever he can, doing his typical Vince thing, scrambling having conversations. He's already seemingly gotten Lauren to agree that if she plays in the veto and wins it, that she's going to use it on him again.
Shocking, unbelievable after everything that went down that she is like, yeah, okay, I'll do it again. I don't know, Lauren. Oh, I just had been really rooting for her at the beginning of this, but like, oh my goodness, Vince just has this smoke on everybody. We're just, nobody is like seeing him for what he is except our new HOH.
When Keanu has more self-awareness than you in the game of Big
I
Brother, like it
know.
is a problem.
Let's go.
Lauren, maybe you will figure some things out, but just maybe I hope you're lying to him. Like that's all I have to say at this point. There's no
Same.
reason to trust him anymore. But meanwhile, Vince is already on his new complaining tour where of course he can't go around and be like, this is all my fault, which, once again, Vince, it's mostly your fault because you put yourself in this situation. So instead, he's doing the whole look over there at Rachel. She had these conversations with Keanu at 3 in the morning. Who knows what she was telling him? And it's just pretty rich because Vince's whole MO is talking to people at like 3 or 4 in the morning. Like he does this all the time.
Yeah, and Vince has been running the bus over Rachel a lot. For
Yeah.
being in the Judges Alliance, he has definitely been planting this Rachel seeds all over the place. And it's just like, I'm getting kind of tired of that record playing. Everybody always, when it's somebody's fault and they have to blame somebody, it's always Rachel. Rachel could be in the backyard having a margarita and it's Rachel's fault that, somebody didn't fill the Brita water filter. And it's like, I didn't even use any water. It's so weird.
I forgot about Britigate, but okay, Keanu's whole thing is just that he is really tired of this sort of wishy-washiness of people blaming other people for
Yes.
their own actions. Like, yeah, we've seen him be frustrated with Vince, with Morgan, who are all just talking constantly about how, they didn't want to upset other people. And it's like, you guys are active players in the game. Like, who cares if somebody is upset by a move that you make?
Absolutely. If you're just it's tough, it's such a tough balance because you do want to try to like
Yeah.
jury manage and make sure everything's okay and all that, but at the same time you do just need to bathe in blood sometimes and just get out the people who you were never going to win over anyways. I mean, he has spent the whole game trying to win over Vince and Vince was just not having it, and he's
No.
finally realized that it just doesn't matter if he bathes in Vince's blood because Vince was never going to take him to the end.
Yeah, I think he's realized this, and there's a number of different reasons for it. But he had to make a decision here. He's clearly chosen for now. It is Keanu. He can change his mind
Yeah.
multiple times, but he has chosen for now that okay, I trust Rachel, and Mickey. Yet another week in a row here that Mickey is on the block, and like her reaction is disappointment. She has been kind of out of the loop on some things. Like she tried to kind of offer up her own sort of blame game with Keanu and sort of be like, we talked about being in each other's juries, Keanu. It's just like, how can you do this to me? When it's just like, if somebody's talking to you about the jury they want, like, are you not gonna say that you want them in it? It's like, what do you think they're gonna say?
Well, the other thing too is if you're kind of like talking about each other's juries, or if you could be in each other's juries, then you're not in each other's final two. So bye.
Yeah. Okay. So how we got here and ultimately who is the primary target? Because what's so interesting about all of this is that even though most of Keanu's anger should be drawn in the direction of Vince,
Mm-hmm.
it is actually Morgan who, at the time of
Yep.
this recording, he wants out of the game.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah, and it seems like there's a couple of different reasons for this. Like going back to this past HOH cycle, Keanu really tried to blame a lot of things on Morgan, including that, oh, she's the one who's planted all these seeds to get Vince and Rachel and all this sort of chaos started. But then there's this other part of it. And, we've talked about this before that
Mm-hmm.
Vince and Morgan have gotten extremely close to the point where, everyone's studying body language at this point. But just from the vantage point of the game alone,
Yep.
everyone is well aware now that they spend an impossibly long amount of time together. It has really pulled Vince away from other people, and
Mm-hmm.
they are such an obvious duo. And I think in Keanu's mind, which can be diluted at times, but I think he feels like if there is any chance that I'm ever going to do anything with Vince again, Morgan cannot be in this game. I need to just split the two of them up.
That is correct for anybody. Like Vince and Morgan are joined at the hip. So
Yes.
if you do not get rid of Morgan, no one gets to play with Vince as, the number one. It's just not going to be a thing. So if you take Morgan out of it, there's a possibility. I mean, he's a little more of a free agent at that point that you might be able to get someone, but it's not for you, Keanu. It's just he's not for you, but it seems like you are going to be able to build some better relationships now that you are HOH and you're making really smart decisions.
Yeah, it's a whole mindset for him now where I think he's just realized that, all right, I'm going to go with some other people. I'll see what happens with the situation on the block, because the reality here is he may want Morgan out this week, but I think he very much feels like, whoever's on the block is on the block, and whoever leaves, leaves. It doesn't feel like he's going to be able to force anyone's hands, and he's comfortable with any of them going. And to be honest, like as of right now, it's hard to kind of configure situations where Morgan actually does leave this week.
Yeah.
Because it's just sort of, think about the other people and the judges, like Rachel, Will, Ashley, are they going to support Vince over Morgan? Like, I just don't see that.
Yeah, it's going to be very tough. This is an opportunity to actually just get Vince out. The only person that I could think of that might consider is like maybe it's not the right time yet, possibly sometime this week, Rachel. And that is just because Vince is a very, very big target. She is a huge target. And having Vince as somebody that keeps going up over her over and over and over again, that might be something that she will consider this week.
Yeah, and she obviously has a ton of influence in his head. I mean, we'll get more into all of the Vince Keanu chaos because there is a lot of it. But since we're talking here about Rachel, for all of us just desperate Rachel and Keanu truthers out here, myself included, they're back, everyone. The final two deal, the frenemies, they are officially back together.
All right. So your Stan card is back in your pocket.
Yeah, I've got it in my car.
Excellent.
I got it laminated. I'm so excited for these two. Now, I will be realistic. I understand that Keanu is HOH and Rachel's probably going to tell him whatever he wants to hear at this point.
But it also feels like he's not going back to Vince with everything like he was. Things have changed. Is that going to stick? I don't know. It might. He just might be one of these people like me, where I will give somebody a chance and a chance and a chance and a chance. But once I've hit my line, that line has been hit and you can't ever come back from that. But I will give a lot of chances to get to that line. I have a lot of patience until the line is hit and then you can't come back. And maybe he's that type of person as well. Team Pisces.
He might very well be Team Libra. We all be emotional. But I think this situation, I think that there's two reasons why Rachel and Keanu have found a way to make this work in this crazy world. And I think number one is Rachel continued to put the time in over these past few days, even when a lot of people, even on the outside world, were really critical of her. That was just feeling, well, why do you continue to give this guy chances, even after he admitted to you that he was pushing for you to go on the block? But she's continued to talk things out. She let him get to a point where he admitted his faults, apologized for them. But I think all of that work showed him this person is genuine. This person did care about this alliance. They were hurt by me. I don't want to be that person anymore. Like, that's not the sort of game I want to play. And without her accessing these emotions, like, that would have never happened.
Yeah, I think he saw that he really hurt her, and that is something that sat with him in a way that nothing else really did. This is a house built on lies and lots of gameplay or whatever, but there are real people with really real feelings in here. And for him, seeing that, I think, is the line that finally he came up against and was like, you know what? Like, not only have I really hurt this person, but looking back, this person has been fighting for me over and over and over again and fighting with me over and over and over again. And you're usually not fighting with people unless you care. You're not going to put in that kind of energy if you do not care about somebody. And the fact that she, she's angry and, of course she is after everything he's done, but she heard him out and listened to everything that he put out there and still was willing to have conversations with him.
Yeah.
It takes somebody with a lot of maturity to be able to really look at that and be like, okay, this person actually really wants to work things out. I have told them every bad thing I've done to them, and they're still like, let's talk. That's all right.
Yeah, and thankfully, he's had the maturity over the past couple of days to come to these conclusions, to check his ego at the door, because I do think some of this was ego, where he didn't like Rachel telling him what was right and what was wrong, but she had his best interest. And okay, the other thing that I think has worked to kind of put Keanu in this mindset, this might be the first update all season that we've talked about the HOH letter, because like 99% of the time, it is not even remotely important.
Yeah.
Here, though, Keanu got this letter from his mom, and it really talked a lot about faith, the faith that she has in him, her personal faith, and he really took something away from this when it comes to the sort of man his mom envisions him to be, the sort of man that he wants to be. Like, I think it really had a profound impact on him. Like, he talked a lot about it after the fact. He reiterated to Rachel that he didn't like the person that he was. And I think this has all just sort of helped him to realize, okay, you know what? If I lose in this game, I'm going to lose in this game, playing the game the way that I'm wanting to play it. And yeah, once again, this is Keanu. He might change his mind, but it feels like right now he got an assist from mom that is helping him tremendously this week.
Yeah, it feels like he's really hit the curve right now where he is done playing the way that he's been playing, which is great because he hasn't been a very good player. And
Yes.
now that he's hit this curve, he's made some great nominations, won HOH,
Yeah.
is actually working with allies to make the right moves. Like things have changed in a really positive way for him. I'm so proud. It's so nice to see. He's somebody that I just like.
It feels like we have been trying to run a mentorship program with Keanu outside, even though he can't listen to us or communicate. It's just, we have wanted to believe in him for so long, and he seems to be very, very measured. Like, even with the little things this week, like telling people like Kelly, like Lauren, congratulations, you guys have made jury, and just like making it clear to them right
So
away,
nice.
yeah, that they don't have anything to worry about. That's really reassuring in a house where we've had a lot of people be like, I don't know what to do, and dragging out the decisions to the very, very last second.
Yeah, it's very nice. I mean, I know nobody wants to hear like, "Oh, we're putting you on jury." And I know Rachel's made a lot of comments about, "Oh, I'm not here to play for jury, I'm here to win." Of course, everybody's
Yeah,
here to
yeah.
win. But other people have been like, it's a milestone in the game to make it to this point that you're not going home. But if you make it to jury, that you have a chance to not only win, but if you don't, you have a chance to pick the winner. Like, it's an important milestone on this jury journey. So it's really nice that he is acknowledging that with people that he's just not putting on the block.
Yeah, and he's showing a real measure of care. And it's like the investment he's put in those relationships, even if at times it's felt one sided that, like, do these people care enough about Keanu? Like,
Yeah.
Keanu does care about them. And
Yeah, he
so
does.
it doesn't feel like right now he wants to have a replacement nominee or anything like that. I think he would prefer just being able to write some things out. Ava's a name that could end up going up. I'm sure there will be pushes for Rachel depending on what happens with the veto. I just, like, after everything these past couple of days, I just can't see him putting Rachel on the block this
I
week.
would be shocked. Like, if Vince hasn't even been able to work any magic now and he is just done with him, there's nobody else that has his ear the way that Vince did.
Yeah, okay, let's just get into Vince, because this is where, like, my mind is still blown by a lot of what has happened here with Keanu and Vince, where it used
Yeah.
to be Vince could sit Keanu down for 10 minutes, tell him something, and then he would just wind up Keanu to go and do whatever he wanted.
Yes.
Vince has put in hours on this, like starting with last night. He was pleading for his life with Keanu, who basically informed him right away. He's like, I'm nominating you because you're going to use the veto on Morgan otherwise. He was very clear about that. He was pretty clear about he knew who he wanted to nominate almost right away. Like,
Yeah.
there wasn't some need to go and have a million different meetings here.
No, he was confident, and he really was confident because exactly what he said he was going to do, he did.
Yeah, and here is where the specifics come in. And this is like, just like Rachel has given Keanu a lot of hard lessons, Keanu gave Vince some hard lessons in some conversations,
Mhm.
including, I have lost 3 allies this season thanks to working with you, trying to listen to you, defending you. I don't want to do that anymore. And then beyond all that, there is, you have wronged me so
Hmm.
many times. I
Yes.
have listened to you. I continue to try to believe in you. Like he did say, it's just like, I want you to win the veto. I want you to take yourself off the block, but I am not going forward here and not putting you on the block. You have just hurt me too many times. I cannot deal with it anymore.
And you know what? It feels very much like I'm hearing Rachel through him because she has had the same conversation with
Yes.
him so many times this season where she's like, I'm done with it. You've done me wrong over and over again. Like, you just keep like doing me dirty. I can't take it anymore. And now
Yeah.
here he is telling Vince the same thing, that it's really sunk in with him.
Yeah, I mean, Keanu even brought receipts at various points. He was just
Yes,
sort
he
of sitting
did.
back and being like,
Here's the bus
it's
schedule.
like, remember the Adrian vote, Vince? Remember what happened then? Like, remember what happened with the Riley vote? Like, these are people I thought we were working with. These are people you insisted to me that you were going to vote a different way,
Yep.
and then you didn't. And yeah, Vince has tried to make all these excuses for it over time. It's just, Keanu's just stopped believing in it. Like, Vince did a great job for a long time of balancing all these relationships. I think him just spending too much time with Morgan totally wrecked it, because the only way you can play this game, you have to give everybody at least somewhat equal time or make it seem like you care all about all of them evenly.
Well, you also do have to let him in on some of these things where he's like, remember this vote? Remember
Yeah.
this vote where I was left out and left out and left out? Yeah, you have to bring him in on some of it. Like, you can't just give him 10 minutes to try to smooth it out and just think he'll be fine, like giving him a pat on the head and sending him away. He's not going to be okay with it. And obviously, he's hit a wall now.
Yeah. So Vince failed epically in his attempt to convince Keanu last night. So
Thank goodness.
today he was just like, please, sir, can I have another? And he tried to have another conversation with Keanu, which, spoiler alert, went just as bad, if not worse. At first, he tried to get Ava nominated over him. He tried his whole pity party. I'm going to go home if I end up on the block, which may be true. Oh, I don't know if I can win a blockbuster. And Keanu's response was basically, well, that's too bad. Like, he didn't say it necessarily in those words, but he let it clear. It's just like, you've won the wall comp. I know you can win competitions. Like, why, let's just go out there and see you win one.
Yeah, you've won 2 HOHs,
Yes.
Vince, and you're gonna go to him and be like, "Oh, I don't know if I can win this." Just like,
Yes.
stop it! Like, you need a different strategy. I understand that this strategy has worked all season long,
Yeah.
but if it didn't work with him last night, it's not gonna work with him today. It's not gonna work with him tomorrow. You need to adapt, and that's what this game is about, and that is what Keanu has done.
He has figured out a way to do this right now. And Vince, maybe you will, but you're still struggling with this, because even after this Keanu conversation, you went to Morgan and Mickey, and like, your big takeaway, but maybe you don't believe this and you're just projecting it, is just, oh, Keanu's mad because I didn't do what he wanted. He didn't get his way, and now he's pouting, and now he's upset. To me, it doesn't have anything to do with that. To me, it has to do with the fact
No.
that he was explicitly lied to on multiple occasions, and he doesn't want to feel like a dummy, and he feels just like he has been hoodwinked so many times this season.
Nobody wants to look like a clown on this show.
Yes.
And that is why, for me, I've never really bought into, oh, this person's a bitter juror. They're just
Yeah.
mad because, they looked like a clown. Yes, not bitter. You had poor jury management. You let this person go out looking dumb, and now you expect that they're going to vote for you because good game move, making somebody feel bad in a game that is social. This doesn't make any sense. Like, you can't really go about it this way, and that's why people vote that way. Vince's jury management on him has been terrible.
It has been his biggest flaw for a while, and he has done this high wire act, and it just feels like the wire is starting to snap, and more
It
and more
is.
people are aware of what's going on here and wondering whether or not that they can trust him. Like, yeah, Lauren did say what she said to Vince about the veto, but we have also seen her like starting to wonder a little bit about the amount of time that Vince and Morgan are spending with each other. Like, the armor is getting chipped away, and yeah, if he wins the veto, he might find a way to get some of it back. But we're at this point now where even Rachel and Ashley, like they've talked a little bit about this idea of, okay, do we just get rid of Vince if he's up there against Mickey, who's not even in the judges?
Yeah, I mean, Lauren needs to not use this veto on Vince. Like, it is such a bad situation if she does that. Even if Morgan's not there anymore, is not his number one. Like, even if he came back, was like, oh, sorry, baby. Yeah, I was, had this number one over here, but it was always you. It's just like, why? She can make other allies at this point. She's just kind of a free agent.
Yeah, she is. So, okay, for anyone out there who's still doubting the glorious reunion of Rachel and Keanu, like here's another little sprinkling of good news here. Keanu has expressed he does not want to nominate Ashley because he knows how
Right.
close that Rachel and Ashley are.
Yes.
He does not want to upset Rachel, and he seems to try.
Or me.
We don't want Ashley gone anytime.
No.
No, Ashley is great television, and
Yeah.
it's just sort of
No, thank you.
yeah. So it seems like he's not going to go after her, and maybe that will be a way to make some inroads there. And Rachel has also been like, you know what, Kelly is your friend, Keanu. So I'm gonna try to have some conversations with her, and Rachel and Kelly have talked,
Mhm.
and I don't know if they're ever gonna be BFFs by any means, but it seems like they're working through some issues as well.
The problem is just that Kelly is where the wind blows. One day she likes you, the next second she doesn't. She's just not controllable in any which way. Like, it doesn't matter. I appreciate that Rachel's trying to put in the work, and
Yeah.
Kelly, you just don't ever really know. She could just be giving her lip service today, which is not typical Kelly play, but maybe she's doing it right now, and it's just like, we'll just see how it falls next time.
Yeah, maybe Kelly can evolve. Okay, no, I don't think Kelly can evolve.
No.
I'm still shocked that we're going to be having Kelly on the jury at this point.
I
It's like, how
know.
in the world did we get here this season? I think, to be honest, both Kelly and Keanu are sort of prototypes for like the week 2, week 3 boot on almost every Big Brother season.
Yeah, and I really feel that he can get to the end. I really do.
Yeah, so really, I think we're going to be set up here for an interesting next few days. Keanu seems to
Mhm.
be very clear with what he wants. I think
Yep.
we're going to have multiple people fighting hard for this veto. But yeah, if you do like Vince and you value Vince as a strategic player who really fights very hard, I will always give Vince credit for that.
Yes.
This is going to be one of his biggest tests, especially if this does end up being in a situation where he and Morgan remain on the block. How hard is he going to be willing to go against Morgan? I kind of feel like he's willing to throw her under the bus, probably a little bit more than she's willing to throw him.
Oh, I don't think Morgan will throw him under the bus, but I think that Vince will run the bus over her and hand her the bus schedule and be like, yeah, you're taking a stop to jury. Like, I can't see that he's going to give up that money for Morgan. It's just not a thing that's going to end up happening. I'm sure he'll sad sack his way around everything
Yeah.
and make it be more of a sympathy party to get him to be able to stay. But he's not going to give that up for Morgan. But I think Morgan would give that up for him. Yeah.
All right. Well, that is where we are coming out of this edition of Big Brother 27 live feed spoilers. But let's just turn this over to you guys. How are you feeling about Keanu's head of household? Are you in love with it as much as us? Are you surprised? Like, I mean, I'm both in love with it and surprised. I thought this was going to be a total dumpster fire, and it's been way more consistent than a lot of other recent HOHs.
Absolutely. It really is.
Yeah.
Good for you.
All right. Well, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you guys don't miss any other Big Brother 27 coverage. And you can support us further by joining our Patreon. That link is in the description. Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
support. It really does mean the world to us. We'll see you here next time.